Hello and welcome to episode 42 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on a few things. We will be making a backpack and a Journeyman Toolbelt. I'm going to start by showing you how to destroy fields and why you'll be destroying your fields. And then we will embark on the long road to mining and metalworking. So that should make you very happy, Tosh, as I know you want to commence with I know you're sick of buying all the nails and buckles. I hope you got the leather and the buckles I mentioned to you in the last episode. But anyway, let's start by showing you first of all what I'm talking about with destroying your fields and why you would. Okay, as you go through, you've noticed that you've been growing all your cotton fields. But sometimes, very rarely, not all the time, but very rarely, this can happen. So if I right click on this field, you will see the upkeep has jumped from 50% to 600%. Basically, this field has become infertile. It is no good to man or beast. When this happens, this is why you should always, before you re-sow a field, always right click on it and check its upkeep. If it turns to this, goes infertile, what you then need to do is left click a saw, right click the field, grab another saw and right click the field. Notice it then destroys that field. And then you just re-sow again. It will not come back as being infertile. I believe it's a random occurrence that can happen on any of your fields, which is why you must do lots and lots of cotton fields, because when that happens then it doesn't matter so much, because you can just ignore that field and carry on with your others. But what I tend to do is when I get to about 3 or 4 or 5 dead fields, I'll remove them and start over. It's not a problem for you. I mean, look at how many seeds and cotton you're getting. You've got lots of money, you've got loads of I've got urns full of seeds. They're scattered all over the place. It's getting a right old mess. Tosh, your place was a very nice organised. You're doing a very good job. So anyway, there we are. That's how you destroy your fields. Next, let's start and make some very good items. The first item I want us to make is the backpack. The backpack will go in this slot. Why didn't I bother with the bark pack? Well, with the bark pack, it doesn't give you any weight redundancy. So with the backpack, what we're going to make, everything that you store within it reduces the weight by 50%. So you can see there's a good reason to make the backpack, especially as we're going to get on to mining and metalworking, where the items are going to start getting heavy. So the more we can carry, the better. Excuse me. Okay, to make the backpack, go to craft, go to clothes and equipment, and down here you can see the backpack. Left click. Okay, that brings up the crafting for the backpack. As you can see, we need 2 buckles and 5 leather. So let's click craft. There we are. We now have ourselves a backpack. So to put that on, we just drop it in the slot. Now when we die, we do not drop any of these items that are on our person. We just drop all the items from our pocket and all the items from our backpack. But what the backpack does do for us is, like I say, when we store items in the backpack, they will only weigh 50% of their weight. So I haven't really got an item to demonstrate this with. There's no heavy items on me. But now, for example, when I go terraforming, I can put the clay in here, so its weight will be reduced by 50%. So there we are, that's the backpack. Very good reason for making one. The next thing that we need to do is upgrade our novice tool belt. Whilst it's good with 4 slots, it's not up to the job, because we're going to be progressing now to learning more skills. The more skills we learn, the more tools we will be required to use. So 4 slots, you can see we've only got 1 free, not good enough. Okay, to make a Journeyman tool belt, which is what we're going to do now, go to Craft, Clothes and Equipment, Belts and Sashes, and left click Journeyman Toolbelt. Okay, so the Journeyman Toolbelt requires 4 leather and 1 buckle, as you can see here. Let's click Craft. Okay, we now have a Journeyman Toolbelt. So what we will do is empty out these items, take that one off, put that one on. Now we've got double the slots, and so that is fantastic. Okay, there you go. So all the new tools that we'll be making, we can keep up with. There are bigger tool belts. I'm not sure at this point how many, but we'll get to them eventually. For now, you can see we're future proofed. We have room for many more tools. Okay, right, so that's the 2 things that I wanted us to make, which will make our lives easier in one way or another. The next thing that I want us to talk about is the progression to mining and blacksmithing and metalworking in general. Now, because there's going to start being big jumps in the proficiencies that we need, I mean some of them are going to start being huge, I've decided to not show anymore the slow process of increasing the proficiency. I think it's sufficient for me to say to you in episodes, we now need to learn this skill or that skill, and I'll tell you what components I use to get the proficiency up. So first of all, we're going to learn blacksmithing. With blacksmithing, it will allow us to learn metallurgy. We will also be learning, if I can find it, prospecting, which is another one that we will need. But if I click on that, you'll see that I need Mines and Mountains of 1675. Anyway, let's start with blacksmithing. So, blacksmithing. To learn that, you will need to raise your sparks and embers. I used a combination of flaming pine cones and some smooth stones. So flaming pine cones got me to 3,100 in sparks and embers, and I finished off by using some smooth stones to get my Mines and Mountains up. So let's learn blacksmithing. Okay, blacksmithing, you'll notice in the crafting, has opened up a whole range of tools. But don't get excited, because you can't make any of them yet. This is the thing with Salem, okay? It teases you and tempts you with some of the items, and then when you click on them, so the dowsing rods, which we'll need for prospecting, you will see it actually needs 2 iron bars, pig iron bars. The same goes for all the other items tools wise. They're all gonna, if they're metal, pots and pans we can make now. We can make a frying pan, so we're slowly getting to the cooking, which will be good. But for now, you'll notice that for the tools you need iron bars, which we don't have. We need to build a smeltery. We need to buy a pickaxe. Your first pickaxe you have to buy. There's no choice in that matter. You cannot make your first pickaxe. If we go to tools, you will see there's the pickaxe. Joy, yes? But no, when you click on it, you'll see you need 3 wrought iron bars. To make wrought iron bars, you need a finery forge, and you also need another contraption machine, which we are just so far off from that at the moment, it's not even funny. But we'll get there eventually. It will take time. Now you're all free to obviously progress in whichever directions you want, but I'm doing it in a slow, sure progression towards the wrought iron bars because it's going to take a long time to do this. So there you are though, you will have to buy your first pickaxe, and the steps that we will be taking with the metalworking is we will buy a pickaxe, we will buy a dowsing rod. The dowsing rod is for when we learn to prospect, and then that will be another episode on us finding some ores. We need to find iron and we need to find copper. You can prospect for water, but my claim is right near water, so I'm not concerned about that. So okay then, right, the next job that we will have that you will need to learn is, you will see now we've got metallurgy. God, I can't say that word. We need to learn that. We will need to learn metal smithing. But the two skills that I'd recommend you learning next, which I'm going to learn, is metallurgy and prospecting. They are our next two targets. So I will be just getting my proficiencies up and learning that prospecting, then I will learn metallurgy, then I'll be ready for the next episode with you. I think that's sufficient for this episode, just to show you. If we go over here, I spend most of my time in Salem actually still terraforming, because I enjoy doing that so much. All the areas around me are miraculously becoming flat. You can see here I've built a second turkey coop, and I filled it with food, so it's all ready. I'm just waiting now for a second male that I can then put in there, and I will move a couple of my hens over. Remember to check your bee skeps, because if you get a second queen, the queen will die. And also remember that these Delphic bees are good for getting proficiency stats, so remember to take them out and be putting them in one of your containers. Okay, that concludes this episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Good luck on learning prospecting. We will have some fun with that. Goodbye.